Oliver lived in a small, cozy village. It was a very friendly place, you know. The village had a lovely green park for playing. It also had a little stream that gurgled happily. Oliver was a very special boy, full of beans. He was always full of fun and happy thoughts. He liked to think a lot about all sorts of things. He had lots and lots of brilliant ideas. Yes, he did. He was very creative, you see, always making things. He could make the most amazing things from bits and bobs. Oliver had his very own, very special style. He really liked to be different from others. For example, he always wore mismatched socks. One sock might be bright red like a fire engine. The other sock might be blue with cheerful yellow spots. His mom would sometimes sigh, just a tiny, quiet sigh. But Oliver would just give a big, happy grin. He thought it was a brilliant way to start his day. He said it made his feet feel extra happy and ready for big adventures, each foot in its own special way. Oliver was also just a little bit stubborn. Oh yes, a tiny, tiny bit, but in a good way mostly. If he made up his mind about something, well, it was very, very hard to change his thinking. Like the time he wanted to build a new birdhouse. He decided it absolutely had to look like a grand castle. Everyone said, "Oh, Oliver, that sounds far too tricky." But Oliver just smiled and kept trying his best. He worked very, very hard for many, many days. And guess what? He made a wonderful birdhouse castle for the birds. The little birds loved their new, very royal home. Soon, the big village festival was just around the corner. It was a very, very important day for everyone there. All the people in the little village were so excited. They talked about it all the time, with happy, smiling faces. There would be lots of fun games to play, like hoop toss. There would be cheerful, toe-tapping music playing all day long. And oh yes, there was a very special contest planned too. It was called the Great Pie Eating Showdown. Wow, a pie contest. Oliver heard grown-ups and children talking about it everywhere he went. He saw colorful posters for it too, with pictures of big, yummy pies. But Oliver, he just shrugged his little shoulders and thought, pies. Oliver's mom and dad were very excited about the festival. They really, really loved the village festival every year. "Oliver," said Mom one bright and sunny morning at breakfast, "the super pie eating contest is happening next week, you know. You should practice a little bit. It'll be so much fun." Dad nodded his head, smiling a big smile. "Yes, son. Just imagine winning that big shiny trophy. Hooray!" They thought it would be a grand laugh for him to join in. They knew he secretly liked sweet things very much, especially yummy pies when no one was particularly looking. But Oliver just shook his head from side to side. "No, thank you very much," he said in his polite voice. He folded his arms across his chest, a sure sign. "I do not want to eat lots of pies in a contest." His parents tried again, very gently. "But why not, Oliver?" asked Dad, looking a bit puzzled. "It's just a little bit of fun with all your friends." Oliver just said, "It's not really my kind of thing, you see. I have other, much more important plans for Festival Day." He always wanted to do things his own special way. That was Oliver. He thought eating pies super fast was a bit silly, to be honest. Sometimes Oliver's stubbornness made things a bit tricky for everyone. Like the time Mom wanted him to wear matching smart shoes for a photo. Oliver insisted his bright green Wellington boots were much better, even if it was a lovely, sunny day with no puddles in sight. Or when Dad tried to teach him a very simple way to tie his shoelaces. Oliver found his own, very complicated knot instead. It took him a very, very long time to tie it each morning. But he would say, "It's my special knot, and I like it." His parents would just smile and shake their heads fondly. They knew their Oliver was a unique and wonderful boy. So the days before the big festival skipped quickly by one. Mom even baked some special practice pies in the warm kitchen. They smelled so very, very good, all warm and sweet from the oven. There were lovely apple pies with a sprinkle of cinnamon on top, and there were delicious cherry pies, so red and juicy looking. These were Oliver's favorite kinds of pie, a little secret he kept. His older brother, Tom, practiced eating them with great speed and joy. Tom got sticky yummy pie all over his happy, smiling face. It was funny. Oliver watched Tom for a little while with a curious look in his eyes. But he did not join in the pie practice fun. Oh no. He just went back to his desk, drawing his newest amazing invention. It was a very clever machine to find lost buttons, he explained seriously. Festival Day finally arrived. It was here at last. The big golden sun was shining brightly in the blue sky. The village green was absolutely full of happy, cheerful people. There were so many colorful flags fluttering everywhere in the breeze. Lively music played from a little wooden stage nearby. Lots of children were laughing and running around playing games. You could smell yummy popcorn and sweet candy floss floating in the air. Oliver walked slowly through the middle of the bustling festival. He wore his favorite bright green top, the one with a dinosaur. And, of course, he had on his special mismatched socks. One was bright orange today, the other a lovely shade of purple. He soon saw the big stall for the pie-eating contest. It had a huge, colorful sign that said, "Great Pie-Eating Showdown." There were very long tables set up, all ready for the eaters, and on the tables were lots and lots of delicious-looking pies. Oh, such wonderful, wonderful pies they were. Goodness me, there were apple pies and cherry pies and blueberry pies too. They all had crispy, golden brown crusts that looked so tasty. The smell coming from the pies was simply amazing. It was so sweet and warm and inviting. It tickled Oliver's nose in a very nice and tempting way indeed. Oliver stood quietly by a big old oak tree, watching. He watched all the other children getting ready for the contest. His good friends Lily and Sam were there, looking very eager. They had big white bibs tied around their necks. They looked so very excited. Their eyes were wide with anticipation. The contest was about to start any minute now. The kind baker, Mrs. Higgins, smiled warmly at everyone. "Ready, steady, go!" she shouted in a happy voice. The children started eating their pies as fast as they could. It looked like they were having so much fun, Oliver thought. They were giggling a lot, with pie all over their faces. Oliver watched them closely from under the tree. He saw Lily gobble down a whole cherry pie very quickly. He saw Sam trying his very best to eat a big apple pie. Suddenly, Oliver felt a little bit funny inside. His tummy rumbled a tiny, quiet little bit. The pies smelled even better now, if that was possible. His friends were laughing so hard, their shoulders shaking. They looked like they were having the best time ever. Maybe, just maybe, eating pies fast wasn't so silly after all. He took one small step closer to the tables, then another. His heart felt a little bit fluttery, like a butterfly. Oliver made a big decision, right there and then. He walked right up to kind Mrs. Higgins with brave steps. "Excuse me, Mrs. Higgins, can I join in the contest, please?" he asked. He still felt a little bit shy about it all, but he also felt a new feeling, a bit excited too. Mrs. Higgins smiled a big, warm, welcoming smile at him. "Of course you can, Oliver dear," she said with a chuckle. "There's always room for one more enthusiastic pie eater here." She quickly found him a clean bib to wear, and she showed him to a place at the long table. His friends, Lily and Sam, cheered loudly when they saw him join. Oliver sat down carefully at the table. A big, yummy-looking blueberry pie was placed right in front of him. He took a deep breath to make himself feel ready. He looked at the pie, with its shiny purple filling. He thought to himself, "Well, here I go then. Wish me luck." When Mrs. Higgins shouted, "Go," again just for him, he dived right in. He ate the delicious pie with great gusto and energy. It was very, very messy, but also very, very fun. Blueberry filling went all over his little nose. It went all over his rosy cheeks too. It even got a tiny bit in his hair, can you believe it? But it was so, so delicious. He giggled a happy, sticky giggle. Oliver ate and ate as fast as he could manage. He wasn't trying to be neat and tidy, not at all. He wasn't trying to be clever or show off. He was just having a wonderful, brilliant time. So much fun. The crowd of people watching cheered loudly for all the children. Oliver found out that he was quite good at eating pies quickly. He finished his first blueberry pie in no time at all. Then he started on another one. He was surprisingly fast. He felt a sudden burst of happy energy all through him. He even managed a little wiggle in his seat from excitement. His mismatched socks, one orange, one purple, tapped a happy rhythm under the table. And then, just like that, the contest was all over. Mrs. Higgins clapped her hands and checked all the empty plates. "We have a winner, everyone," she announced in a loud, clear voice. "The new village pie eating champion for this year is Oliver." Everyone clapped their hands and cheered so loudly for him. Oliver couldn't believe his ears. He had really won. He had a big, wide, pie-smeared smile all over his happy face. His mom and dad rushed over, laughing and hugging him tightly. Oliver felt so incredibly happy and proud inside. He learned that day that trying new things, even very messy things, could be truly wonderful. And he was still Oliver, the boy with the bright ideas, the mismatched socks, and now the village pie champion too.